archers come out.
Yes.
It's all very controlled and organised. And then you leave
It
in a
is.
slightly different route because the next match, the players are already waiting to come on.
Yes, they have. Also, the coaches, they have their individual boxes on the final venue, so it's
That's
very
right.
good.
And the weather today is cool, overcast.
Thankfully, it's not raining.
No, very little wind, which archers appreciate.
That's always
Not
good.
raining yet, but the forecast is for thunderstorms later on.
But we hope for the best,
Yes, we do.
and we'll see in the afternoon.
Yeah, yesterday we had huge amounts of rain, didn't we? And it was postponed for like half an hour or so because it was
Yes.
so wet.
You were actually one of the postponed matches.
I was postponed, but that's fine because by the time we actually shot, the sun came up and I was beginning to roast because I still had all my waterproofs on.
Yes. I totally understand. I was sitting here and half of my body was on the sun. It was
It
burning
was
hot.
wet. So the ladies coming through now have managed to squeeze their way through quite a few matches, in fact, to get to where they are today.
We can see the archers are coming.
Yeah, and Silva was ranked fourth in the qualifying round the other day with a score of 557, and Elisabetta was ranked second
With
with a score of
618.
602. Yes. And
We
so
can.
the ranking round has shown that second and fourth place are still here in the semi-finals and finals.
That is. Elisabetta will shoot first.
Well,
That's a good start.
you can't have a much of a better start than that. But let's see how we get on with the Brazilian.
Oh,
She's not happy about that. Discussing with the coach what happened to it. Was it a nervous first arrow, maybe? Elizabeth has been to many, many events and wouldn't be phased by this at all.
very good for beginning. Oh, it will be hard to get her head back in the game after these two arrows.
Yes, but this is the set system, so after 3 arrows, it's the winner of the set gets 2 points. There's always a chance you can come back. You could still win all the rest of the sets
That's
and
right.
still win the match. No, excellent start from Elisabetta. When you know you can't win this set, but you still want to shoot a reasonable shot,
Yes.
only to practice for the next end. I don't know. Maybe it was just nerves.
It might be. It's the
Be
first
I'm
match of today.
I wasn't watching close enough, but it could just be like maybe her release is a little bit awkward. But with the weather that we got today, where it's really, really calm, there's no
Yeah.
difference between the practice field just a few meters away. At some events, sometimes the practice field is completely different to the finals field. And on the
Yes.
first arrow, you just really just hope that it's there, that your sight's correct.
Here we
Calm
can
your
see like
nerves.
the practice field is like 10 meters away
Just
on the same field practically.
Exactly.
Okay, the scores were confirmed, and 2 set points go to Elisabetta.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, set system is for the recurves, and the winner of each set of 3 arrows receives 2 points. If it's a draw, it's 1 point each. And it's the first archer to reach 6 set points.
That's right.
So it could be over in 9 arrows, it could go on for 5 sets plus a shoot off. As I say, if you lose one set, it's not always that critical. You could come back and win or draw to at least get a few points on the board.
Was shaking a little bit, but still nice 8.
Excellent. Maybe a little bit of overcompensation from all going to the left to slightly right now. So it's almost a certainty that Elizabeth is going to get this set as well, but you never know. Yes. Lovely score.
But until the last arrow, you never know what happens.
No, exactly. And I was just looking here. Silva Cavallo in a previous match, she beat Roxolana from Ukraine, and it was 6-4. So, and in that one, she'd lost the first 2 sets and then went on to win. So, it can be done.
It can.
Maybe you just get a little bit nervous. And for those who know about this sort of thing, you may have spotted that they're getting 30 seconds per arrow, whereas under World Archery normally you would get 20 seconds per arrow. But this is because of a slight adaptation for Power Archery, because for some people, particularly with some of the compounds, it takes that little bit longer to set yourself up and to load the arrow, or you might need an assistant to load your arrow. And people were finding that 20 seconds was literally too short, so they would by the time they'd drawn up, they had literally just a few seconds to shoot. So the rule was modified for Power Archery, so we've got 30 seconds.
Okay.
Because 20 seconds, most people can do it in 20 seconds, but it just means that you're so rushed to get the shot off that, because it wasn't that long ago that it was 40 seconds per arrow, and people were sometimes waiting till the very last few seconds to draw up. So the third set, is this the final set, or will she get this? Good. There you go. We can do it.
Ooh.
Well, she's really got to put this in the middle, or else this will be her last arrow of the tournament. So Elisabetta needs 6 points to win.
6.
And she does. There we go. So that's yet another medal to her huge collection of Paralympic World Championships. Goodness knows what other medals she's got over the years, but she's got a vast array in her cupboard at home.
That is.
Because she was in the mixed team yesterday.
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking it up just right now. She was in the mixed team for a gold medal. I'm not sure really how it ended. It was against Russia.
I think the Russians won that, but I
But
might
still,
stand corrected.
turn it over. We'll get the venue ready for the next match. And we'll see the gold match in the Archery Women Open. And we can see the equipment being brought out. On the left target will be Svetlana Barantseva from Russia. And on the right, Milena Olszewska. Both got very high scores in the qualification. Over 600 both.
Yes, ranked 1 and 3. Now both these ladies have been shooting for a long time, actually, and been very successful. So it's going to be a rather good match, I believe. And we started off with 12 archers, and now we're down to the last 2 for the finals. And all the archers here, well, most of the archers here are fresh from the World Championships in Holland just a couple of weeks ago. And this is part of Europa Cup, which is only in its second year, third year, which is an event in Olbia in Sardinia is the first one, and this is the second event.
Yeah, this is the second.
This year, for the first time, there's going to be a finals event in Wiesbaden, in Germany, in August, where the top archers are invited to go for the semi-finals and finals to receive the Europa Cup. And it's the first time this has happened for para archery, which is excellent.
That
so maybe in the future we can get another tournament on our schedule and make it an even bigger event. It's not that long ago there were very few para archery tournaments, but now getting more and more. Off we go.
Good start.
Very good start. Well, both the girls are a bit nervous. They both have been through this sort of thing plenty of times in their history. But I think everybody gets nervous.
Yes. And for the gold medal.
The world is watching. If not now, they can look back on the live stream later on YouTube.
They sure can.
It's very embarrassing sometimes.
We can clearly see the nervosity on these two.
Yeah, given the conditions, one
Yeah.
could have expected them to be slightly higher scores, but everybody has first arrow nerves, and it's not that easy, especially when you know what you're going. You know you're in the final.
That is right.
Now I believe that both the girls shooting here, we were in the World Championships in Holland a few weeks ago, and part of that event there was to secure quota places for the Tokyo Paralympic Games next year. And as far as I know, I think both of them managed to secure places for the country, which is good.
Very
because
good.
although the place is for the country, not the individual, it means you can relax a little bit.
Yes.
I'm the opposite side of the camp. My category, we didn't get any places for Tokyo, so we got to work hard in the next 8 months. Off we go again, second set. Slight adjustment after that arrow. I think she may have been overcooking the release, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
It's a fine margin between trying hard enough and trying too hard.
But Svetlana is looking really steady
looking
doing there.
Very comfortable there, very relaxed.
And we can clearly see in the points and in the arrows and the targets. It paid off.
Five points to win this set. And she's
Another
a
name.
brilliant group, slightly on the right,
Yes.
of course, but I think
Slight
I
adjustment
don't
of
think
the
she's gonna
sides
be, I don't
and
think she's going to be worried about that. If you get a group like that, 70
Yeah.
meters, you're happy.
we can see her adjusting the side a little
But
bit.
she doesn't really need to, I think. Well, that's not for me to say.
It's up to the coach.
So, so the next set's crucial for Milena because
If she
you've got to
does,
at least draw this.
yes,
Otherwise, it's
the end of the
the
match.
last 3 hours of the tournament for her. But silver medal to go home with. But this match play is frustrating because to come second you lose,
Yes.
to come third you win. So you feel happier coming third than you do coming second.
You can see Milena will start again.
Yes, the format is that if you've got the equal score, then the first person who starts first again. But otherwise, it's the person with the lowest score who starts first. The kind of rationale being that the final shot is often from the winning person rather than the final shot being from somebody who then loses the match. Doesn't always work that way, but that's the general idea. Lovely shot from her.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Ooh.
She's 1 point behind with one more arrow left this set. She needs to put it right in the middle to ensure at least a draw.
We'll see if Svetlana is able to confirm this.
Is that 8 to win then, I guess? Yeah.
Yeah.
She just looks sort of confident. There we go.
Oh,
I think
ending
that
with a
was
10.
fairly comfortable win, you must say. 6-0. So as I say, you know, you lose to get a silver medal and you just feel really gutted because it's like, oh.
Yes.
And yet, the important point is that you reached the semi-finals and
Yeah.
you won that match in order to be in this match. That tends to be forgotten at the time. But they're best of friends and they'll shake hands and meet again another day on another field somewhere. And congratulations to the two girls. And the medal ceremony will be at the very end of the day when they'll be doing the medal ceremonies for all the various different categories.
And we'll also see the teams at the ceremony.
Yes, the team matches were all held yesterday for those who weren't paying attention.
Unfortunately, yesterday wasn't a good weather for
Yesterday was
the
foul on
ceremony,
stage,
so
absolutely hammered down with rain. Everybody got soaked. Even if you're under the shelter, you got soaked.
yes. I had to change my shoes 3 times yesterday.
Not surprised. I put my waterproofs on before I even left the bedroom yesterday. Because you could
That
see
was
it
a
was
good
going to be
idea.
bad. So now we have
The
the
bronze
final
final.
for the recurve men.
First, we will see Stefano Travisani against Guillaume Tukulev.
Yes, and there'll be somebody in particular who'll be interested in this match, but she's far, far away in Tokyo at the moment. She knows who she is. She's going to tease me for saying that.
You hope she's not watching.
That's right. But yeah, this is interesting because Guillaume Tukulev is relatively new on the archery circuit for us, and he shoots using a mouth tab. He has a little
Yes.
tab attached to the string, which he holds in his
You can
teeth,
see the
draws
tab.
back. He's got long arms, so he's got probably quite a high poundage there, and releases by simply relaxing his jaw. Not easy to do because you get a lot of reverberation in your neck.
Right.
And Eric, who was speaking with you yesterday, he does the same technique.
Yes.
And yeah, he was at the World Champs recently, and he was shooting, and they were both in Olbia as well earlier this year. And this should be an interesting match. And Stefano was with Elisabetta yesterday in the mixed team, and they medalled at the World Championships a couple of weeks ago as well in the mixed team. A lot of support from the French here. There's quite a few Italian supporters here, but I don't know how noisy this could be. But it
I'm
might.
not really sure. I was really
It's still early.
disappointed the Italian fans yesterday weren't as noisy as they could be.
No, I think spectators are not quite as noisy as they used to be.
Yes.
The noisy spectators I come across are always Iran. They're always noisy.
We can clearly see the mouth tab here in the picture.
France to start. Excellent start. 10 points. Maybe we'll have a close match here. Certainly
I
good
definitely
start.
think so. Beautiful.
So Italy leads after the first set. Yeah, just adjusting his wheelchair a little bit because there's some dents in the grass when so many people have been using this field now for the last week. So
Yes.
sometimes you just find the position's not quite right and you're slightly off balance. It's very tall, Guillaume, standing next to his coach there. And we have a number of different categories in para archery, like in all para sports. Used to be that we'd had standing archers shooting separately from wheelchair users, but they've been
Changed.
combined over the years because it was decided that the sort of score levels of the top archers were not really very dissimilar to separate them out. We've got one left-handed, one right-handed, so they're facing each other. It's always good to keep an eye on your opponent.
It is good, but sometimes it can be.
Yeah,
like
maybe, but I think if they're behind you and you can't see what's going on.
Yes.
Excellent. They started off with 2 9s the first set, I think. But with this style of shooting, you've got to tune your bow completely differently as well. It's more like a compound bow. You don't have that archer's paradox with the string rolling off your fingers.
7-2.
Doesn't look very happy with that. Quick word with the coach for advice. Nice centre. So we need a 9 to draw.
10 to win the set.
Doesn't look very happy with that. There
It's
we go.
nice. Still draw.
Draw, so we're still in. That'll be at least 4 sets then.
Definitely.
I haven't done the set system for a long time, but it's quite demoralising to lose all 3 sets. You could just be by
It
1
is.
point, by like
Yes.
a line cutter or something, but it's just like frustrating.
It's very.
And then you
Yes.
can put 3 10s in, and if your opponent puts 3 10s in, you still only get 1 set point. Sometimes you need to look at the scores on the final
Yeah.
score sheet quite carefully to see how close a match. Because you just see 6-0, it could mean that one of you is really completely useless, or it could just be like a line cut every set. So the judge indicates who's shooting first,
And it's Guillaume.
and coach is back in the boxes, and off we go. Almost perfect conditions now.
No rain, no wind. Oh,
Couldn't really see what happened there, but he took quite a long time on this shot. Shooting with a bathtub looks easy, but I'm sure there's all sorts of things that we just don't know about that
yeah.
can affect the way the shot occurs. So Stefano takes the third set.
Yes.
So
We'll see. Guillaume will have to fight if he
yeah,
wants
it's possible though. He's
to
done that.
continue.
He's done that before. Let's have a little look at the scoreboards.
He
He
came
won
from
the semi-finals. He won against the Russian with no, he didn't. He lost.
He
Anyway,
lost.
but they had a tie break, 9 against Nex. But anyway, to get to this stage,
Anyway, he came from the second place in the qualification round with 630 points.
exactly.
And Stefano came from the ninth
And there
place,
are
actually.
23 archers, I think, in this category. So it's not a simple matter.
And Stefano
he beat
fought through.
Ruslan Simbulit from Ukraine to start with. And then he beat another Russian. There's lots of Russians here.
They've got good team.
Yeah, the Russians do bring a lot of archers to these events, which is good. Excellent. So it's not all over. Stefano only needs to draw this set.
Oh. There's a lot of pressure on Stefano right now.
He's got some points in the bag, but even so, when your opponent's just shot 10-9. So we may be in for a long match here. Last hour of the set. Right, excellent.
Nine.
Nice to recover from
Yes.
probably a frustratingly poor shot in this previous set. And a nice arrow from Stefano
Very
to finish
nice
the set.
finish.
But even so,
We continue.
so Guillaume, he's not out yet.
This will be the last full set.
Full set, yes.
If Guillaume is able to win this set, we will have the
Still
shoot
have a
off.
shoot off. And again, Stefano just needs to draw to get that 1 point to make it 6.
That is true.
And they're having the arrows return now from the runners.
A little bit of consultation with the coaches.
Last full set.
We'll be
Guillaume
starting.
starts first because he's behind in the points. The supporters are getting more vocal now.
Well, with this at this point, it's like really interesting match for them to see. So
Tense. Just getting nervous out there. Just getting nervous in here. Spectators always want to shoot off there.
definitely. Kiam leads by 1 point.
So it is a 9 to get this set.
Oh.
Right, we're in a shoot off.
After the shoot off.
Spectators always love a shoot off.
Yes.
A few words from the coaches of advice to both archers here.
It's just 1 arrow here.
Just 1 hour each. Closest to the middle wins. Well, it's the highest score wins, obviously, to start with. If they both get the same score, it's the closest arrow to the middle that wins.
Yes. But if it's a 10...
If it's a 10, they shoot again.
The shoot-off should be repeated, I think.
Yes, that's right.
So
and it's got to be, if it's a measured thing, then it's got to be something like within 2 millimeters or
yeah.
something. Otherwise, they shoot again. But, so now, here we go. Italy versus France on the spectators. Who's going to be the loudest? Or maybe you just want to be quiet and just let the archers get on with it.
Well.
So again, Guillaume starts first. They're equal, but he started first at the beginning of the match, so that's why they...
We are getting the new target faces for the shoot-off, so there will be...
Because if you've got problems like if you hit a hole that's already there, can you see really where it's landed? And you've got to be very accurate. If they're just touching the line, you can't have any kind of error.
Yes, so there will be a little bit of waiting for the archers. You can see the team making the faces. To make sure all the faces on the target do not have any crumbles there.
Not always easy, especially when it's raining. Now both archers are thinking, how am I going to do my perfect best shot without completely overcooking it or just being too relaxed? I don't know. I've never got the hang of it. So here we go. Crucial shots. Superb. Oh.
9. Oh.
Oh well. Nearly so close. So it shows that you can be behind to start with.
Yes.
And you can squeeze your way through to the end.
Definitely can. Just don't lose the head in the middle.
I know. And 4th place is
really
fun.
good.
I've been 4th so many times, I can't tell you.
Well, he jumped from the qualification of the 9th place to 4th. It's very good.
It's good.
And I think we'll have even a bigger jump in the next match, because
indeed,
Mike Zarzewski came from 11th place in the qualification.
You're right there.
And Anton Ziapev from the 4th. We can see the French team in the stands right now. And the equipment is being brought out.
So because of the number of archers they had, the Anton Zepov had a bye in his first round, and then was up against, where are we looking through this, against Andril Yusak, I don't know how you pronounce his name, from Ukraine, his first match, and then against Bunyarit Shaipon from Taiwan, who've come all the way here to beat. So he won his first match 6-0, second match 6-4.
Now you're here.
And in this, now he's in the finals against Mike.
He won.
And Mike had a long match against Guillaume Tukele in the previous. He went 7-3 with some very high scores too. So as they settle into position, it's actually brightening up now, and even though the forecast was for some thunderstorms, it's actually completely different.
We might see even a sun today.
That would be nice.
So Anton will shoot first. We start the gold final now.
Shakes his head, not happy with that.
Very nice shot.
Good start.
He was very steady and calm.
It's funny actually, he put his arm up there as if to say go, like in the team round.
Yes.
He's probably been doing so many team matches. But maybe it was, again, first arrow nerves. He's looking a bit disenchanted.
But the 9 and 10, they were beautiful.
Yeah, so even then, it was only...
So, even.
It's a draw.
That's
okay.
draw.
So even though you start your match with a 6, with disbelief, you actually
Yes.
get a draw. So it's not always as predictable as you might think. So back to square one.
You can see the judges and agents at
Yep,
the targets, confirming the scores.
Yep, all carefully coordinated. As a judge, down at the targets to make sure the scores are written down correctly. The agents are there for each archer to make sure the scores are correct, to put the scores on the flipboards.
Get the arrows to the runners.
Arrows to the runners, and then so that saves a little bit of time, so they start the next end and then bring the arrows back in between ends. Just got to remember to have enough good arrows in your quiver. Because they don't always come back immediately, and sometimes you think, oh, you need 6. Actually, you need more than that, because they don't
and
always
it's
come
always
back so
good,
quick.
like if something bad happens,
Yes,
you
my
want to have more.
off yesterday, which didn't
We
help.
can see both of the archers have more,
So
they can
scores.
prepared. Beautiful shot.
That's how we would like to have started the match, but now we're on a roll. Quite a long hold for Mark. Moves his side a little bit to the left. So 10 points to draw. That's a hard ask, isn't it? Well, even if it was a 9, we'd have lost
Yeah.
the set, so.
But still, very nice score, 24 out of 30. We can see some high scores here today. And
Well,
that's to be expected. These are the finals,
well,
after all.
yes, one would hope so. But it doesn't always happen. People do get very, very nervous.
Yes.
There've been finals matches in Paralympic Games where people have missed the target because they're just so
That
nervous.
is true. Archers got their arrows back from the runners. The scores are confirmed. Only waiting for the judges to start.
Have incidental music to keep you amused while in between ends.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a bit irritating. Off we go.
Matters on the who chooses the music. Sometimes.
Our resident DJ chooses the music here, but
Yeah, but sometimes the DJ might not be as good. Oh.
Before it even landed, he was looking away. And
He knew it was a
disgusted that
barrow,
shot.
bad
Yes.
arrow.
That's a very long hold.
It is. Maybe too
He
long.
stuck his tongue out at himself after that shot. This is not what they want. That's better. So there's only a point in it, even though Mark's first shot was
yes.
not really that good.
Was quite a
There
long
you
shot,
go.
but still.
9 points. So there's a lot of pressure on the Russian here to at least draw in this set.
Oh,
And he does.
that's 10. I think.
So there we go. 5-1. So now Anton only has to draw the next set to win this gold medal match. Well, both of them started off with, for them, quite poor shots. But they managed to pull it back.
We can see the judge looking at the 9 that might be possibly a 10.
Yeah. On the screen they put a little asterisk next to the number if it's
Yes.
judged as a 9, maybe a 10. And when they're up there they'll check with a magnifying glass to make sure it's touching the line.
Yes, it was a 10.
So this could be the last set, but you never know.
Definitely.
There's very few Russian supporters here today. Usually they're quite noisy, but there's only a couple hanging around.
I think the other are at the training field because we will see another Russian in the
later on.
Gold Compound Women Open in the morning. So
Well, that's not going to help him, is it? I'm afraid to say. He's looking similar to the first out of the last set. Good shot there. So it's still possible that they could draw. No, that Mark can win. He's got to put this in the middle, or basically it's all over.
we'll see.
9 to win the match.
It's a 9.
There we go. So that's it. It's all over.
Yes,
Just like that.
it is.
No, I mean Mark knows he can shoot better than that, but
You know, there's a lot of pressure here.
just, he's shaking his head. He just knows that those 2 arrows that went in the blue,
Yeah.
it's like no.
And we can clearly see what it does when you lose in the gold final match. You still got silver, but you don't think about it
No, you
at the
don't.
moment.
You're
You're
just frustrated that you've not done as well as you could.
yes. We'll have a 10-minute pause right now to get the field rate down, because we will continue with Compound Women Open, and they are
Yep,
shooting
for the
at
compound women
50
open, 50
meters.
So they'll reset the field, put smaller target faces on just to make it even more difficult.
There will be only 6 to 10 on the target faces, so
That's right, yep.
anything other will be a miss. We'll wait for the field to be redone.
So how long have you been doing this sport?
I'm quite a newbie in the sport. I'm just 5 years old in the archery,
Okay,
so
successful? You enjoy it?
I enjoy it
That's
definitely.
the main thing, yes.
Somewhere there I have a few medals from our national championships,
Good.
but I'm still just in the juniors, so
That's good, but coming here you get a lot of experience of how these events
yes, and
are organised,
definitely
how it's run.
there are a lot of archers that are amazing, and I just love spending time with you all.
Well, mostly the archery community is quite relaxed, friendly,
Yes,
happy. Well, we get grumpy when we lose, but or when
but
we
that's
do a bad
it.
shot. But otherwise, you've got to have a certain sort of mentality to do this
Yes.
game. You can't be.
You spend in the tournament. You spent a practically whole week with all of the other archers.
That's right, from all these other countries.
Yes.
And as time goes by, you meet them again, again, again.
Yeah.
Some of these people here I've known, well, not known, but I've seen for years and years and years. Sometimes you can't speak because we don't know the languages, we can't converse with each other, but you still nod, say hello, and exchange little gifts.
And there's still the hands and legs communication,
Yes,
or like
yeah,
drawings.
That's right, yeah. And Google
No.
Translate, of course,
Oh
nowadays.
yes, definitely. I don't know how many times I reached for the Google translation this week, but I think my fingers and my hands would not be enough.
But your English is good, so that helps.
Thank you very much.
And this event next year will be the final in included within it will be the final quota place tournament
Yes,
for the Tokyo Paralympic Games, where
definitely will.
there's quite a few places still up for grabs in some of the
Now we can see actually the
events.
practice fields,
It feels, yeah, just over around the corner.
and we can
door to us.
see the field match.
Yeah, the compound guys are having their warm-up over there. They've still got a few more minutes because the field's being set up, changing the position of the bosses and the hides. And it's still really rather a nice day. It's cool, quite overcast, but very little wind. And that's the wind is the archer's devil. Rain doesn't help either. But when the forecast yesterday suggested it was going to be black clouds with thunderstorms all day, and it's turned out really rather nice. Because thunderstorms is not what you want on an archery field when there's lots of carbon fibre rods sticking up in the air. Some of the Italian French archers packing their stuff away now that they've finished their matches.
And we can see the communication around Guillaume's mouth tab there.
Yes. And of course the French must now be gearing up because 2024 they've got the Olympic and Paralympic Games as well,
Yes,
which will be held in Paris.
it will be a big event for France,
I'm sure
definitely.
they'll put on a good event. I'm sure it'll be great. Maybe you get there. You've got time.
I've got time, but I think it's like a dream somewhere there.
Oh, you never know. You never know. Another 5 years. I won't. I'll definitely be stopping it. If I get to Tokyo, I'll
Yeah.
definitely be stopping after then. But
You will?
you're doing it too long. The muscles are giving up. Tendons are torn.
Oh,
Losing the will to live.
that's not as severe, is it?
No, I mean, we did, as I said before, in our particular category, we didn't get any quota places at the World Championship, so we have to wait until the European event in
Okay.
Olbia in April, where there's only one place up for grabs for European, and then here where there's another couple of places, so it's not a done deal at all.
On the practice field, we can see the women for the gold match. And the bronze match is actually right behind us, all ready to get on the final wing.
And I think there were 17, looking at this, there were 17 archers, I think, for the compound women here.
And we'll see now Brazil against Italy. Trained Carla Gogol from 5th place against Maria Andrea Virgilio on the 6th.
Yes, the format, now for those of you who've been watching and paying attention, the format for the compound is very different for the recurve. They shoot target faces only 50 meters away, which you might think sounds a lot easier, but the target faces
Are
much smaller.
smaller.
So visually it looks about the same, and the gold is about the size of the diameter of a pineapple or a grapefruit or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
So you can imagine you're shooting grapefruit or whatever it is you want to imagine. And just to make life even more tricky for you, they remove the outer rings, so it starts 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes.
So you lose the black. So if you get what would have been a 4 points, like
You
on a
get
windy
an eight.
day, you get no points at all.
And
is a little bit
they
cruel.
also have a little bit different scoring for their elimination rounds. Their
Yes.
points they accumulate.
That's right.
So
5 ends of 3 arrows, 15 arrows. Highest score wins.
and it's very difficult for them if they lose some points at the beginning. It's very difficult to
Yep.
get them up.
That's right. The only way you can get those points back is if your opponent has an unfortunate
Yes.
error, but then it becomes, when it's a very high scoring close match, it's a very tight mental game, because if you're both scoring very highly, you only need to lose. Well, that's a test for
No,
the. That's a test for the sound system. They're not actually shooting at the moment. Both archers looking a bit worried there. Here we are.
No, the
Yes,
Italian
the
has
Italians
come
on form
true.
now.
We can clearly hear them
Understandably, there
now.
are not so many Brazilians here because it's a long journey
Yes.
for them, and they've already been over to Europe twice this year.
But I can see all the Brazilians in the stands behind, so they are there.
I know it was when they had the games in Rio, whenever there was a Brazilian at any event, any sport, it was just so loud. It's amazing.
I can imagine.
So she will start the match. 5 ends, 3 arrows. And start with a 10. Well,
Beautiful start.
shows it could be a high scoring match. Andrea shoots really well, which is. But it's only a small difference. She was in the mixed team yesterday with Rolly Simonelli.
Yes.
She moves the sight down just a tad. So 29 is an excellent start.
Definitely. The sight as much
So
as men.
already a 2-point lead, which is, even if you maintain a steady state and you score the same as each other, then
Yes, but
because you've got to drop.
2 points
Yeah.
can be reversed.
It can be easily reversed. Yes.
And you'll see very high scores here in this match, I think.
I hope so. We all hope so.
Yes, definitely. The compound bows are also a little bit more precise, and they have different sights.
Yeah, they have the potential for much greater accuracy.
Yes.
With the recurve bow, you're holding all the weight of the bow on your fingers.
Yeah.
Full draw.
But
With the
here
compound
with the
bows, as you
releaser.
draw back, you hold maybe less than half the maximum amount, so you can actually afford to hold it more accurately and aim for longer. You have a little thing called a peep sight in the string, which you look through, so your back reference is accurate. And you have a lens on your sight to give you some magnification. So as long as you can hold it steady, you can actually aim much more accurately, and the bow's more reliable in that sense. And you have a mechanical release age, so it's not the string slipping through your fingers, which always introduces errors, or variations rather. So here we go. She's starting first because she was the trailing score.
Beautiful. Jane Carla will definitely not give up her lead.
So now there's 4-point lead. Last hour of this end. Excellent. Well,
That
can't
was
give much
nice
better
shot.
than that. 2 ends 29. Excellent way to start.
Definitely.
Giancarlo is wearing these blue tinted glasses, which what that does is it makes the colours on the target face disappear, so
Yeah.
more or less monochrome. And the red gets dark, so it's like black. So it's like having a black ring with a white middle rather than the colours. On a grey day like this, it makes a contrast, accentuates a contrast. Some people like them, some people find them not very useful. Current fashion. So we're just about to start the third end. Meandrea again shooting first. Trailing archer shoots first. Just wait for the judge to signal. Field is clear and off we go. A lot of support, but we're trailing 4 points against a very consistent Brazilian archer. She's smiling, laughing to herself about that shot. There we go. Probably a 10, but I wouldn't worry if I was her.
Right now,
Last
4
shot
points
of the
lead.
set, she's going to have to drill it in the middle.
So
29, 27, maybe 28 points. So
4 points or 5 points lead.
Still, that's difficult.
That will definitely be difficult. We have only 2 ends left.
But as long as you're enjoying yourself, I guess, really. And it looks
Yeah.
like they are, yeah.
Still very impressive. They got all the way to the finals.
I know. But though she had a good match with Rolly in the mixed team yesterday
Yes.
as well. And of course, by being at this event and being successful, they'll be going, I would imagine, they'll be going to the Europe Cup final in Wiesbaden. Because as a mixed team, Italy will have done well out of that. And should be a nice event. I hear it's the same venue that the German National Championships is at.
Very good.
Already. So the field's already going to be there.
We can see teams there and the fan.
Full set. X.
That's beautiful.
Inside the 10 there's another ring which we call the X, which is Only used for like a count back if the scores are tied. You don't get 11 points. There we go.
Beautiful.
She's going to be wishing she started off that way, I would imagine. It's a high scoring end, isn't it? $29.29. So, despite putting some
Yes.
excellent arrows in, 5 points is very difficult to draw back.
Yeah. Definitely when you have,
You don't want your opponent to just
yeah,
completely fluff it.
but definitely when you shoot these high numbers,
Yes.
it's way harder
It's
to
very small,
get
very
the gap smaller.
very fine, and the accuracy you're shooting at is so incredibly small. You know,
Yes.
the amount of movement between the 10 and the 9 and the 8 is just tiny, tiny, tiny.
Yeah. It's like
Day like-
fraction of a
Yep,
millimeter.
on a day
It
like today,
matters.
there's no wind, so you can't have that as another one of your 501 archers excuses.
We definitely tend to do that.
Today it's purely up to you. There's no atmospheric problems at all.
Yes. We are
So
really happy to
final
see that.
end. Final end. It's going to be a tough one.
Who gets the bronze
get
medal?
through.
That
I'd
could
give
be
that
a
line
10.
cutter, but you know, who's there to judge? Let's see if we can get another lovely high scoring end like the previous one. Yes.
Yes.
Just touching
Just
the line.
a
That's
lot
all
of
you
lines
need.
here. They,
Doesn't have to be completely inside the circle.
yeah.
Well, she made a slight size adjustment there. You just want to put a lovely last arrow in. Yep. Fabulous. 29, maybe even a 30-point finish. That's a great way to finish, even if you aren't going to win a match. Whoa!
Oh.
Yeah, but even so,
Yes.
there's enough
Even
points
so,
in it. I mean, that's the only 8 that Giancarlo's put in.
it really is.
But
But
it didn't matter.
ending with near perfect, maybe perfect score for Maria Andrea. That's really
but
good.
she's happy because I mean, it's
Yes.
a great, brilliant way to finish the last couple of ends.
Yes.
Right? But like we said at the beginning, once you're down by just a couple of points, a few points, it's very difficult
Yeah.
to crawl back. And she's happy with that. They're both laughing and smiling and
Yes.
shaking hands and everything. It's brilliant. Well done.
Congratulations to Giancarlo for winning the bronze medal.
Brilliant. Excellent. Should be happy. And a few Brazilian supporters are giving.
Yeah, we can see them.
Now we're coming on to the last match before lunch.
Yes.
For those who are still peckish. Sky's turning a little bit blue.
And
believe
it
or
was
not.
confirmed that Maria Andrea had a 10 there, so ending with a perfect score.
Brilliant.
definitely good.
Great way to finish. Probably just wishing, oh, if only in the first end. Oh.
3 points. She got the
So
gap
again,
down, so
and good for the Brazilian lady who managed to just keep it steady
yes,
all the way
definitely.
through. All the way through. And I say only the last arrow was an 8.
We can see
So
the
now
equipment for the last match of the morning session. And it will be...
So now we've got the highest ranked people.
Yeah. Nursia Hida
Yep. And
Alim
they shot some
from
good
Singapore
opening qualification round scores with 689.
against Stepanida Arkakinova with 684, just on the second place.
I'm trying to remember what the weather was like that day, but regardless, they're brilliant
Yeah.
scores.
Very high there, and it's a long way here from Singapore, I
Long way
think.
from Singapore, yes, I know. On Sunday when we were here, it was baking hot, absolutely baking hot. And then
Yeah.
the weather changed, and I don't think they didn't look very happy from Singapore because it was rather cold and rather wet.
Definitely.
But this should be a high scoring match. Stepanida's been on the international scene for a long, long time now, winning matches left, right and centre. Trophies. Probably a 10, yes.
But they sure love to shoot the lines. Maybe a small
Slowly,
side
yeah,
adjustment.
she will be doing that. Little word from my coach.
A little bit shaky there. But still, very nice shot.
Another size adjustment from Stepanida. 10. There we go. So, 28 apiece, maybe 29, depending on
That's
whether it
definitely a
touched the
good
line or not.
beginning.
It is. Could be a very high scoring match, this. So Stepanida's been, as I say, shooting international level for years and years and years now. Always at the top, always getting medals. Team, mixed team, individual.
She was shooting yesterday in the compound mixed team with Bayer Shigev against Italy.
So will we hear a Singapore national anthem or another Russian one this afternoon?
We will see.
We will see.
Definitely would be interesting to see the Singapore national anthem.
I don't know it. I've heard the Russian one.
Me
often enough.
neither.
So, trailing by only 1 point. She starts first. Straight in the middle. Thanks.
Beautiful.
Very slight breeze just beginning to pop up now. Nothing to upset these ladies. And even some sunshine. Look, shadows on the target face. Wow,
Yes.
wasn't predicted, was it? Wow.
Definitely the shine popped through out of nothing. Just a
Exactly.
few seconds ago there were clouds in the sky and now
Mhm.
bright.
So, two ends, still 1 point in. It's so close, so close. 28-28. Nice high scoring ends. I wish I could do that.
I think everybody would love that.
On a good day, yes. Mm.
Well, we can see it's a good day for these two, so let's hope. We can even hear the wind now. We'll see if
There's
it.
the Czech flags flying in the breeze. European
Yeah.
flag is sort of a bit
She
wound-
already got
bit
tangled,
wound
so
up.
we can see the flags on the target to move.
Just but anyway, there's next to no breeze. It's actually rather nice now. So we're coming to the third end. Stephanie will shoot second again because she's in the lead. Just by 1 point. So close, and if they maintain this, well, we may have a shoot off.
We might. We'll see. Definitely there is a
It'd be a
possibility.
matter of who holds their nerve rather than anything else.
It's
Yes.
beautiful.
Neck and neck.
Ooh.
Normally a 9 you'd be happy with, but when you've got an opponent so good,
Yes, right here
you know,
it could be another point.
Let's just see.
Oh!
Well, you never know. You see, you never know. All of a sudden their scores are the same.
Pressure is definitely higher.
And you never know, as we said. So now, from
It's the
thinking
2-point lead.
maybe
Yeah.
you could be level pegging, you're now 2 points behind instead of 1
Yes.
point behind. So it's all up and down, up
But
and down.
both girls are not happy about the 8 there.
No, of course not. But it's when you've been shooting that well.
Yes.
But yeah, so from only 1 point behind to now 2 points behind. It's close,
We
isn't it?
still got 2 ends to go.
Somebody's been pinging messages to me. Yes, people commenting on me commentating. I shouldn't really check my phone, should I? Thank you all the spectators out there.
And
The
definitely,
interwebland.
definitely tune in the afternoon. He'll be here again.
Yes. Right, here we go. Now we got 2 points to reclaim somehow. It's so close in this gold medal match. 10, there we go. This means it's certainly not all over. So yeah, that's 1 point back already. And they're tweaking their sight. Yep, as if to say, I'm still here. I'm still capable.
No.
So it's close now.
It's tied now,
Equal
actually.
again. 1 arrow each left in the set. End, rather. Yep, brilliant. 30
Perfect
points.
score.
So this means Stepanida has to shoot a 10 to draw. Otherwise, it will be reversed. And she does.
So going to the last end,
So it's a nice
they are
recovery
tied.
there. Yep. From being 2 points behind to now being
Yes.
level pegging. It's as if you're back to square one, really, isn't it? You could have
Yeah.
just like, well, let's shoot one end. Very
Definitely.
close match.
We'll see. Both of the girls are really leveled. They have near the
And
same.
yeah, they're
set,
shooting
so
brilliantly and they're both happy
as
with
we can
what they're
see, the
doing.
ends they are really close
And they're even
ones.
both smiling about it. It's like, well, whatever, we can just do what we can do and see what the result is.
Yes. We might see the shoot off.
Right, yes, come on. But that depends on who shoots
Yes.
the last arrow, it's like. So, again, Stepanida shooting second. This time, because the levels are, because the scores are the same, it's the original shooting order from the first end. So 30 seconds to load up and shoot your arrow. Last end. Yes.
It's 10. Beautiful.
Okay. 2 more arrows each and they're still tied.
Oh.
Well, we've still got 2 more arrows.
still
Well, let's see, she may have shot an 8, but it's only 1 point difference
1
now.
point.
If she can put this right in the middle, and the pressure will all be on Stepanida.
10.
There you go.
Stepanida
So,
needs 10 to win.
exactly. Shoot off 9 point shoot off.
Yes. It's 9.
There we go. So it's not, I mean, that's amazing really, isn't it?
So the
From
girls
Singapore shoots
are
an 8,
getting
probably thinking it's all over now, but it's not.
and after the shoot off. Definitely good end
And
of
141, that's a nice
yeah,
score to have anyway.
awesome scores out of 150
Exactly.
for the ones that don't know.
And
Definitely
so again,
very
well,
interesting.
second shoot off of the day.
And
of the
very
morning
interesting end of the morning session.
And it shows that, both ladies are shooting supremely well. It's not like a walkover or anything like that, where
Definitely.
it's kind of disappointing, frustrating almost when you see that one archer is just clearly, outclassing the other.
Yes.
But when you come to the finals, it shouldn't be like that. They both had to fight their way through plenty of matches to get here.
But unfortunately, sometimes at the finals, it's really important how one is feeling at the day.
Yeah. In her previous match, Stepanida shot 144 and 138 in the previous one, and the lady from Singapore shot 140 and won the previous match of that against Julie Chupin from France with a tiebreaker, 139 points, both scoring a 10, but with the closest arrow to the middle.
We'll definitely see a very
So-
interesting shoot-off.
So she's already been through one shoot
The
off.
target faces have been changed, so we're just waiting for the beginning. The hand is raised.
Fabulous gold medal match. So here we go.
No.
Well, there's a few centimeters to make for Stepanida.
Then for the win.
Oh! And I mean,
I
looking at the screen, they're almost the same distance away from.
might say Stepanida
So
is a little tiny bit closer,
it's
but
be like a millimeter or something.
we
isn't it?
don't
It's
know.
Tiny,
We just
tiny.
yeah, we just see what is on the screen. We have to see.
And
Wait for the judges.
they're all shaking their hands as if they. Well, it looks like Stepanida's closer.
Looks like it.
That was just
Yes,
a tiny fraction.
very
So well
interesting
done,
shoot-off
both
for
ladies.
the end
That's
of
fabulous.
morning session. Definitely don't forget to tune in at 1 o'clock and 30 minutes. We will start the afternoon session with Compound Men Open Bronze Final match.
Which will be an interesting match. We've got Matt Stutzman against
Yes.
his teammate Ben Thompson.
USA against
Goodness
USA.
me. That'll be an interesting one with probably quite a lot of vocal
Support.
background noise from the American team.
Yes, there is a lot of Americans here.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see you later, guys. Have a good lunch.